Good afternoon. I'm George McCraney, DUI and criminal defense attorney with offices in Douglas and Valdosta, Georgia. I recently did a video about Georgia's new distracted driving law, or the hands-free driving law, that's coming into effect on July the 1st, 2018. But we got a tremendous amount of response from it. We had a lot of people calling, asking questions, sending us messages, asking questions. So I thought I might better do another video to clarify sort of what's going on. If you'd like to ask a question, feel free to ask while we're on, and I'll try to answer it on live if I can. And if not, feel free to give us a call. Our office number is 833-927-6227, or you can reach us online at McCraneyLawFirm.com. Now, about the Georgia's new hands-free law, you have to understand this thing. I want to clarify some things because people had these questions. I'm going to try to answer the questions as I go through. First off, it applies to drivers of vehicles in Georgia only. It doesn't apply to the passengers, only to the drivers, okay? And the new law says that no phones are going to be in the driver's hands or any part of the driver's body, okay? You can't use your knee, you can't use your arm, you can't use your shoulder, you can't put the phone up like this. No part of your body can support that phone, okay? You can still have a phone in the car, but you just can't use your hands or your body to support it, okay? Now, drivers can only use phones to make or receive calls, talking about telephone calls, all right, using a speakerphone, an earpiece, a wireless headphone, or if it's connected into the car, or here's an unusual part of the law, you could use a watch, an iWatch, which is a little unusual because you've got the iWatch on your arm. I guess that's technically not in your hands. Okay, but that's what our legislature did. Now, the headsets that you'd be able to use are for talking only, not for listening to music, but the headsets can only be used for talking. All right. Now, a driver cannot send or read any text communications, okay, unless you're using voice-based services. All right. My youngest daughter loves Siri. So you could use Siri to send text messages, all right? And she already does. She's 9 years old. So it's possible to do that. But if you can use voice-based services to send and have them read to you text messages, you just can't use the phone. You can't hold it in your hand, all right? Now, a driver cannot write or read or send any text messages, any emails, use social media, or internet data content. They can't do that at all, okay? So you can't sit there and type anything in. You can't do that. That's against the law, all right? Now, a driver cannot watch a video unless it's used for navigation purposes, okay? Now, a driver cannot record video unless you use a continuously recording dash cam. So if you've got a GoPro on the windshield or something like that, that works. That's fine. But you can't use your phone. You can't be videoing. Okay, the driver can't do that. But like I say, the GoPro on the windshield or over on the side, that's fine. But you certainly can't watch any videos if you're a driver. Now, a big question I had, and a lot of them were coming in, was about music sharing apps. All right. Now, music sharing apps can be used. All right, but the driver must turn on the program and program it in, turn it on and program whatever he's going to be listening to when the vehicle is legally parked. That doesn't mean at a stop sign. That doesn't mean at a red light. Legally parked means legally parked on the side of the road or in a parking space or in a parking lot, not stopped at stop signs or red lights, okay? Now, the driver can use voice commands, but the driver cannot touch the phones to do anything with the music app. Okay, that's while on the road. And no music videos. So you can't watch music videos driving down the road or watching YouTube or anything like that. Okay, but if you can do it with voice commands, it's fine. All right, now navigation. Drivers can use like Google Maps and stuff like that. But you must program in the address before you start driving, okay? Or you use voice-based commands, but you can't be riding down the road programming your navigation. And that makes sense because it's distracting to try to do that. And as a matter of fact, some vehicles already have the built-in navigation. My wife's vehicle does, and it will not let you put in any navigational points while you're driving. Okay, you have to be stopped in order for it to allow you to put in any addresses or anything like that. But that's what we deal with navigation. Now, if you have any questions about this new law or any other criminal cases in Georgia, feel free to give us a call at the office, 833-927-6227, or you can reach us online at McCraney.Lawfirm.com. Now, I had several questions from commercial drivers, CDL drivers. All right, CDL drivers have a little bit of special rules. They can only use one button to begin and end calls, okay? They cannot reach for a fallen phone. If they drop the phone, they can't reach down for it. If the driver has to shift out of his seat, all right, can't pick it up. You must park to retrieve a fallen phone. That's what the special rules for the CDL drivers. So you can only use the one finger. You can't get out of your seat to try to pick up anything that you've dropped, a cell phone or navigation or anything like that. And you can only retrieve it once you're legally parked, okay? Now, we even have some calls from school bus drivers. So let's talk about special rules for school bus drivers. The driver cannot use a cell phone or two-way radio while they're loading or unloading passengers, the kids. All right, that makes sense. You got to be paying attention where those kids are. All right, the driver of a school bus can use a cell phone or two-way radio only when the bus is in motion for live communications between the driver and the school or the driver and public safety officials, law enforcement. So that's the special rules for school bus drivers. Now, there are exceptions to the law. Any driver, this doesn't apply to law enforcement, we'll talk about that in just a second, but any driver can pick up their cell phone and use their cell phone to report an accident. They can use their cell phone to report a medical emergency or a fire or criminal activity that they see. If they see somebody, all over the road, or somebody breaking into a house or setting a fire or something like that, they can grab their phones and call, all right? And they can even report a hazardous road conditions. Say we have some of these bad storms come through with some high winds. If they got a tree down across the road, they can call and report that. They can use their phone then to do it, all right? Now, law enforcement, fire departments, and EMS can use their phones during the performance of their official duties, all right? So law enforcement, fire department, EMS, and utility employees. Now, utility employees or their contractors like Pike, a company that does a lot of work for utilities, they can use their phones if they're in the performance of their duties and it's during a utility emergency. Okay, so they can use hands, hold their phone that way. Now let's talk about the penalties involved in this. The penalties involved in it are incremental. They go up as you get charged more with this crime of distracted driving and using or violating the hands-free law. Now, here's a very important thing you need to know. In Georgia in the past, there's been some grace periods. All right, remember when we had our seatbelt laws come into effect? We had a 90-day grace period that they wouldn't give you a ticket for it. They'd give you a warning, say you need to be using your seatbelt. With this law, there is no 90-day grace period, none whatsoever. So on July the 1st, you can get a ticket for this. No grace period whatsoever. The first time you get a ticket, it's a $50 fine and 1 point on your license. Second time you get this ticket, it's a $100 fine and 2 points on your license. Third time you get this ticket, $150 fine and 3 points on your license, and every one after that, it's $150 and 3 points on your license. Now that's very important because you have to remember 15 points in Georgia over a 24-month period will suspend your license. So you got to watch these points, okay? I hope this has helped to clarify some of the issues and questions that people have had. If you have any questions, feel free to give us a call at 833-927-6227, and we'll be glad to answer any questions. We try to help as many people as we can to get this information out. And if you would, please like and share this video, and let's see if we can't get this video out to as many people as we can, because I want to prevent folks from getting tickets. And law enforcement is ready, willing, and able to go out there and give you tickets for this. And I see it happening as I drive back and from home to work and to court and back. I see it happening every day. I see people on their cell phones. It's extremely dangerous. Let's don't do that. Let's obey the law in this. And very quickly, you don't have to buy a holder for your phone. That's not required in the law. Your phone is not required to be in a holder or anything like that. It can be on the console. It can be in the seat beside you. It just can't be supported by any part of your body. Okay? So you don't have to rush out and buy one, but law enforcement suggests that you do, actually use a holder, because it makes it a lot safer, a lot easier to deal with it. You don't have to worry about it sliding or falling down. Okay? I'm George McCraney, DUI criminal defense attorney with offices in Valdosta and Douglas, Georgia. Our office number is 833-927-6227, and you can reach us online at McCraneyLawFirm.com. Thank y'all and have a safe weekend.